What is going on, mission team leaders, for summer and fall 2018? Hey, I just want to thank you guys so much. Y'all have been doing a great job, man. It's been a really fun season, man. What a time to be a mission trip leader in the history of Christianity at Celebration Church. It is just fantastic. I wanted to just connect with y'all just a little bit. I was reading this week Acts chapter 13. Thought it was so important because this is really when you go through the book of Acts, you begin to see when it comes time for Paul to go on his first mission trip and to go out and be sent out, that in Acts chapter 13 he has this moment. It says, among the prophets and the teachers of the church at Antioch were Barnabas, Lucius, Manaen, and Saul. So these guys were there in the church. They were part of the community together. One day, as these men were worshiping the Lord and fasting, the Holy Spirit said, dedicate Barnabas and Saul for the special work to which I've called them. Well, another translation says, separate them. So after more fasting and prayer, the men laid their hands on them and sent them on their way. And then Paul begins his first missionary journey. So as you notice in church, the last few months especially, we are really getting back to the Bible on a lot of things. And one of these things is with mission trips. And I feel like we're in a very good place with our teams and our team leaders right now and where we're going, because there needs to be this idea that we're not just going to stamp our passport, but that we've been separated apart as leaders, and then our teams join us, and all together are being separated apart and sent in a certain direction. And the partners that we have on the ground with One Hope, ARC, and a couple of the missionaries that we work with are incredible partners, and we feel such clarity as we're going team by team, trip by trip, and sending out people. So I just want to encourage you, you've been separated for this by the Holy Spirit, and you and your team, as your team is coming together and gelling, they are also being separated. And it's almost as if these meetings you're having, this time you're having, this communication, it's like Acts chapter 13. It says, as these men were together, as these people were together worshiping, doing life together, as they were together, that's when the Holy Spirit said, okay, now you're ready. We're going to separate you, and then we're going to send you out. Because it says after more fasting and prayer, after they were separated, then they had hands laid on them and they were sent on their way. That kind of carries us into a couple of things that I wanted to share in the next 2 minutes. One of those is our mission nights and how they fit within the context of your 6 mission team meetings. Before you begin your official meetings, the mission nights simply sits as an opportunity for you to gather people, bring people to interest nights, begin to meet people, connect with other team leaders, and get and stir up the missions culture in the church. Once you actually begin having your official team meetings, which I believe all of our summer teams are in or finishing meetings here the next couple of months, and then our fall teams are just starting. Those first 3 meetings are so important for your team. Team meetings 1, 2, and 3. That's where your team is putting in their deposit. That's where they're making their first payments. That's where they're having to fundraise. It's one of the hardest hills to get over when it comes to missions. So it's so important, those first 3 meetings. You want to get your team there. You want to galvanize. You want to have them there. We have you in for the entire program from 6:30 until 7:15. Officially, it has been going to 7:27. We're making some allowance for that. But those first 3 meetings, it's really serving to inspire and inform your team members in that first part, and keeping them and getting behind the vision. It's part of that separating them. Then in team meetings 4 and 5, for all our teams going forward, you're actually only going to be in for a very small part of the mission night, enough to gather with the community, and then we're going to dismiss you as we continue in what's happening for the rest of the group. But you'll be dismissed to have a longer meeting in team meetings 4 and 5. This is because this is that time after the separation that we have this opportunity, that after more fasting and prayer, where you have an opportunity to discuss your calling, pray together, begin to win the battle in the spiritual, not just getting to know people, but really getting in it with some prayer and worship time together. So that time will be for you, team meetings 4 and 5, officially at the mission nights. And then team meeting 6, we're bringing you back in. We want you in for the entire program because that's your last one before you're gone. And that's where we're doing the part about men laying hands on them and sending them out on their way. It's a powerful moment, and we want you to remember that and have that blessing upon your life as you go. So I want to encourage you with that. It's very important, and that's where we're going forward. Reagan will keep you informed as to what number meeting you're on and whatnot, if you don't already know by looking at Focus Missions. The other thing I want to mention very quickly is coaching and fundraising. If you're having team members that are struggling with fundraising, we're available to help you. The coaching that our team has been pulling off the last week, only in the past week and a half, we've had 7 individuals work with us with targeted coaching, 15 to 30 minute sessions, and they have raised a combined at least $4,170 in less than a week. So we can really help you. We had one get $2,000 in one day just through some targeted coaching and holding them accountable. So please, if you're having issues or somebody on your team, you know that God really has separated them out, please let's get together. Let's make some time. Let's see if they can get in the office and we can encourage them and give them some opportunity. The last thing I have is written on a piece of paper, and I don't know what it says. So it must not be a huge thing because that's it. That's everything. Yay! All right, guys, y'all have a great month. I can't wait to see you on Mission Night in a couple of weeks. We got a video going out to your teams as well with a little less than this, but thank you so much. I hope to see you at Revival services, altar area. Great things are happening. Can't wait to see what God does. Thanks so much.